For this portion of the lesson, we're going to focus on the proper refilling and pressurization of the 2.5 gallon water can. By the end of this demonstration, you should not only understand how to do it, but why each step matters for safety and proper operation. Before we start, let's talk about safety. Anytime we work with pressurized equipment, we need to control the environment. Make sure the extinguisher is completely depressurized before opening it, wear eye protection, and keep your hands and face away from the fittings while pressurizing. These steps help prevent injury. Now let's look at the equipment we need. We have a 2.5 gallon water can with all its pieces and parts. We have an air hose coming from an air supply from an air compressor with an air chuck to fill. We have our pin. And for ease, we use a 2.5 gallon DEF can that was empty and cleaned out very thoroughly. If you're going to use a DEF can, just make sure you clean it out very thoroughly with soap and warm water to get any remnants of the DEF out. Using the DEF can is a lot easier. It's already pre-measured for 2.5 gallons, so we just got to fill it up and put it in there. If you just fill in the water can with the water source, you have to gauge the water column against the fill neck that's on the inside. This particular extinguisher is water only. It's not interchangeable with any other extinguisher types, so labeling and proper filling is important. Make sure you always verify on your label to make sure you have the right extinguisher. Also be sure to check labeling to make sure that the extinguisher is inspected and in date. The first step is to remove the extinguisher head and ensure that the tank is empty and clean. Any debris inside the extinguisher can clog the discharge valve or reduce the performance when you're trying to use it. These steps help prevent injury if something fails. The first step is to remove the extinguisher nozzle or head along with the fill tube that's inside. Make sure you're doing a visual inspection on the inside of the extinguisher tank just to make sure that it is in fact clean and empty. If you have any remnants, go ahead and empty that out. It's important to note that overfilling this extinguisher can reduce airspace and cause pressurization problems. So accuracy matters here. For the next step, you're going to go ahead and fill your water can. For the next step, we're going to replace our fill tube. You should have a little bit of space below the fill tube to the water. After that, we're going to replace our nozzle or our extinguisher head. Screw it down tightly. And once you have that screwed down hand tight, I like to grab the whole assembly on top and the fitting and go ahead and give it a little bit of turn just to snug it up. To assure that the nozzle is lined up with the nozzle holder, just for ease and convenience and cleanliness. So at this point, the extinguisher is filled with water, but it's not pressurized. So we're not done yet. The next step is where the air chuck and the air compressor come into play. To fill this extinguisher properly, we need to put 100 PSI into it. My air chuck here has a pressure gauge. Additionally, you can use a digital air chuck or just a regular chuck with no gauge on it. When using an air chuck with no gauge to fill a water can, it's important that you keep an eye on the pressure needle just to make sure you're not going to go over pressure. Additionally, when using a chuck with no gauge, you want to fill in small increments. Next, we attach the air chuck to the Schrader valve on the side of the water can. I want to note that some water cans may not have the Schrader valve on the side of the nozzle. You may have to remove the nozzle itself and have an adapter that has a Schrader valve on the end of it. Now we will slowly begin adding air. We're going to do this gradually while watching the pressure gauge. Most 2.5 gallon water cans will be filled to around 100 PSI, but always follow the manufacturer's recommendations or specifications. Overpressurizing is dangerous. It can cause damage to the fire extinguisher and cause failure. We're going to fill in small increments and verify on the gauge as we go. I also have my digital gauge I'm verifying with as well. When your needle is in the middle of the green, you know that the can has been properly pressurized. Finally, we'll inspect the fire extinguisher for any leaks. We'll ensure that the pin is installed. When installing the pin, I like to put it on the side opposite to the gauge so you're not pulling it across the gauge and potentially causing damage to the gauge. I like to have it pull away from the gauge. Lastly, we'll verify the labeling, making sure this extinguisher is the correct extinguisher and is in date. Also, if you have a tamper tag, we'll go ahead and attach that to the extinguisher now. This tamper tag lets everybody else know that this extinguisher has been refilled and is ready to go for use. It feeds through the hole on the pin to lock it in place to make sure that you don't lose your pin. To wrap this up, remember that filling a fire extinguisher is not just a maintenance task. It's a safety critical skill. Doing it correctly ensures that the fire extinguisher will operate as expected and prevents injuries caused by improper operation. In the next portion of this lesson, you'll perform this process under hands-on instructor supervision.